One of my favorite books of all time is called The Spotted Hyena, a study on predation and social behavior by Kruuk. Now, of course, the book is about the hyenas in the city first and foremost, but sometimes, whenever it's relevant, Kruuk will reveal about a sentence-long anecdote regarding his adventures in East Africa. One of these little side notes comes up several times throughout the text, and I personally think it is one of the most charming aspects of this book. So I have a few illustrations here, and I'm going to teach you guys two things about the spotted hyena by sharing with you a few stories about Hans Kruuk's faithful companion, Solomon, the tame spotted hyena. Now, the first one has to do with feeding. Spotted hyenas are group feeders, and one of the interesting things about them is that they are very peaceful feeders within their groups. Sure, they'll yell at one another and occasionally snap at the air around their neighbor, but while feeding, it is extremely rare to see a hyena actually bite. Kruuk knows this to be true on a personal level because occasionally while feeding Solomon, he would take the food back just to see what would happen. Solomon would whine and complain, but he never actually bit. Let it be known that an adult spotted hyena has a jaw strength of about 155 pounds, and combine that with cone-shaped teeth especially designed for puncturing through bones, and premolars especially designed for slicing through tendons and ligaments, and you have a mouth that is capable of breaking through giraffe legs. So even a subadult Solomon would easily be able to do a number on Kruuk's hand and arm. Pretty gutsy. The second thing I'm going to talk about is the instinctual fear of juvenile spotted hyenas towards other animals. When Kruuk would take young Solomon on walks, the cub would stay at his master's feet unless he got close to a herd of grazers, at which point Solomon would stay back a bit. One time, when driving by some lions, and by the way, Solomon would take rides with Kruuk in his Range Rover, and apparently he loved it, Kruuk decided to park downwind of the lions to see what would happen. And as the smell reached the vehicle, Solomon became very agitated and started to cower and shiver. And this was even before Solomon had even seen a lion before, indicating that these instincts are very deeply embedded and the result of millions of years of rivalry. So I hope that I've taught you a few new things about the spotted hyena today, a species which I am particularly passionate about and one that is still today highly stigmatized and commonly misunderstood. While listed as being of least concern on the IUCN Red List, spotted hyenas are dropping in population outside and inside of protected areas, and there is not as much research and conservation effort being done on them as there should be. That just means that there's all the more need for work to be done on them. The legendary Jane Goodall herself said that if she could dedicate her life's work to another animal, it would be the spotted hyena. I mean, that just speaks for itself. The whole Hyenidae family is in great need of allies who can speak for it and teach the world just how important and amazing these creatures are. They are in need of ambassadors, and that is what I plan to become.